Okay. But let me do that last time. Hi, Waffles. Sorry, it's silent right now. I had to redo my Streamlabs today. There we go. So I'm not logged in for the chat. So I have to redo it. Oh, okay. Sorry, Waffles. For the quietness. I'll get there in a second. There we go. Okay, all good. Now we can actually start with the game. So I have a autopsy game that I found. It's a simulator, so we get to cut up dead people today. Really excited. So let's get started. New game.
Office of
And
the
that's
Medical
the
Examiner,
prologue.
Beatsville. Dr. Jack Hanman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife.
Thank you,
I came by
Josh.
last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me
Oh,
work.
thank you.
God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Waffles does deserve a sub, for sure. He is definitely someone who needs it. I mean, let's be honest, Waffles, you got a lot of the accounts that made me get to 50. Okay, there we go. Now I have the ding ding thing done. Check the bathroom for our pills. Okay.
Not very comfortable, but suitable for night shifts.
I do. I've been trying to do so many things before stream, and none of them ended up working out quite right. So I'll be working on it
Stephen
after.
didn't clean up after himself. Again. They definitely pay me too little for this.
It's a fun overwhelming. Hi, this is Kate Brooks, a reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me. Mr. Hanman? Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an outside commemorating your wife's achievements. We would be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I'm leaving my business card. I hope to find you at home or at the office. Regards, K. Brooks. Is there anything on the back? Oh,
next few months.
Okay, well, sleep well.
Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday.
She's pretty. Tiny, thank you. Oh, I don't want to do that.
Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine. Awful. It would be good to
Okay,
finally repair the
so it's
coffee
just the same
machine.
thing. What's this? How to break out of this vicious cycle. Hey, Tiny. How was your guys' stream? Also, is it really dark for you guys? Display. What's gamma? Andres, you're watching me. Tell me what gamma is. What train? What are you guys doing? It's brightness. Oh, sweet. Thank you. It's too dark. It's a little better. Okay. Oh, bathroom is right ahead of us. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Settings. Graphics. You're not gonna let me change that? Pretty much everything that's on high, I'm gonna have to turn down. Although that really sucks. Because my computer is not liking that. Does it look like on low? Ooh, that's terrible. Okay, well, it's not gonna look the best, but we're gonna go with it. Oh no, he's very lurky. I don't get it. He's always lurking on my streams. Well, someone's made a mess. Hey, thank you.
Okay, time to pull myself together
You gotta take the pills to remain sane.
and get
Yep,
back to work.
hype train. You guys always end up making hype trains in everyone's streams that you guys go to. I very much appreciate it. Out of order does not work. Okay. Chill. I'm gonna talk to her about some ideas I had before stream, but she wasn't available and now she's apologizing. She had to apologize. Okay, so now what am I doing?
I need to set the camera first.
Okay. Cool heart. So I can't just click on anything I want. The social room is out of order? What do you mean the social
Let's hope
room?
I'm not caught short this evening.
Storage. Apparently, she was asleep.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
Really, dude? It's not that hoardery. I mean, if you need extra chairs. Ooh, one bit. I really need to change the way things look because I don't like it yet. Thank you, Joe.
Now remember, Jack, Don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Games will definitely look a lot better once I have an actual PC. Not just... Okay, so... Yeah, we're gonna have to do the fuse box multiple times, I'm assuming. And that's the exit. You've seen a playthrough of this already? It just came out on the 6th. Well, I guess that makes sense. Dissecting room, what is this? The laboratory is out of order?
But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Well, that doesn't help us.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Well, I sure hope so. Oh, okay. You saw a demo. Apron, mask, gloves, goggles, disinfectant. Duh. Okay. You stand on the right side of the autopsy table. Tool wheel is at the hand. Take photos. Use your clipboard. We have a microscope. We have to x-ray. And we have probes and pipettes.
Some of my previous cases, a reminder of more prosperous times.
Okay. Ooh, donuts. So that's the microscope. We already have our body set up. That's nice that they do it for us. Ooh, I can't wait to have a hydrate redeem.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame. This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal. Let's
I
start.
already looked at this. Tell students what is most important in this profession? Aren't we supposed to go by
Always
action?
wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
When?
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time.
It's weird that they specify the right side of the table. Like, why couldn't you work on any side of the table?
In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
Yep, I would imagine so.
Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent
Look
information
through
as to who
the
the
information
deceased might
provided
be
in the police
and what
folder.
potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we? The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and
Tobias
unemployed for at
Chambers?
least a
Where are we
couple of
seeing this?
years. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Right.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased.
Okay, so he sounds like a real winner.
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty
Not a
bottles,
shock.
traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket.
I'm assuming they
The
knew he
deceased
was
was
a
found on
drunk.
the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm not going to talk about the food coupons?
It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
No. Saw them right here.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
But we didn't even put on the
it's
rest of
here
our
somewhere.
things. I guess they already did that.
There you are. I knew it was here somewhere.
Nice little Polaroid.
As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Well, how are we supposed to get a top-down view?
Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Obviously. So we have this. I pressed it. Want me to zoom in?
Poorly healed wound. Looks old. I'll
Ah,
take a closer look later.
okay. Let's take a look at you through the camera lens. I wish it was not through the camera lens. He has a lot of weird scratches and scars everywhere. Oh, it was a demo from 2 years ago? You don't want to take a picture of that? That seems kind of important. What about his feet? I guess that's not important. I mean, that looks bad. Oh, you want this foot? Okay.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite. Probably
Yeah,
because
the
the
other
subject's
foot looked
shoes
better.
were too small.
Yeah, our foot showed a lot better. Let's see, you don't want the knees. What am I looking at?
Hardened hands, worn out by physical
Oh,
work
his
and
hands? I wasn't even looking there.
frostbite.
Oops. Ah, something's going on your head.
That's something interesting. It will be
Yeah, he was
necessary to
hit on the
check
head.
whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
On what? Do we have a paper here somewhere?
Some of my previous cases, a reminder of more prosperous times.
Oh, the photo board's over here. Oops. Head, feet, stomach, hand. Really bad picture I did of the hand, but you know, it's fine. So let's see.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Do I need to find the knife?
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Inspect the areas of concern with the magnifying glass. Tools is tab.
Which spot first? It looks like a burn mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
What's a burn mark? This looks like a star. Let's
Here
look
we
at
can
your
see
hand.
frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Yep, it's black. Let's look at your head.
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen.
Well, they did say he was a drunk. Now let's look
Definitely
at the
a
feet.
painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
Well, his toenails look awful too.
So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Although we haven't even looked at his back yet. So, highlight the previously found wounds on the clipboard mannequin. Clipboard is shipped.
First, I marked the location of the injury. Even though this type of wound were not in frost season, the head wound. Definitely an important. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's
No,
write down
there's
what
not much.
preliminary causes of death we can think of.
Right.
Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic.
What do you want me to do?
This is of no interest to us. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Okay.
We still have one thing left from the basics: rigor mortis.
That's How do you want me to do that?
Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually we raise it.
Oh,
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
yeah, rigor mortis. The stiffness has passed.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this,
Ooh,
I
we
need an
get to
oscillating
use a
saw.
saw. Sweet.
The
Let's
cut
saw
is
his
made
skull
from ear
open.
to ear.
Yes. You gotta love cutting a good skull open. Find the brain.
After which, we remove the skin and the
There
top
we
of the
go.
skull.
All done.
After the
And now
basic
we take out the
examination,
brain.
we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross section.
Oh, it's very jiggly.
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Where do we dissect said brain? Okay.
Holding a long, narrow blade
It
knife
did
in
get
the dominant
evicted.
hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
This takes so much concentration when I'm shaky already.
So far, so good.
There we go.
The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Yeah, don't see any marks in the brain.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
So then something must have been ingested that killed him. Or injected. But we didn't look that closely for injection marks.
Brain is in good
Oh, I see.
condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs.
Yes.
I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Now we're gonna get to do a Y
The
section?
incision should be in the shape of a letter Y.
Yes. Your brain got
We
evicted
use a
too,
deep
Chernobyl?
cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Let's cut this side. Oops. Like I said, it's hard to cut straight when you're shaky. There we go. It's interesting you cut around the belly button.
All right. Now we peel back and separate the skin.
Yes. I'm assuming I need. What do I need for this? Um, does this do anything? Well, I used an empty hand and I peeled back all the flaps. I'm not sure what it wants me to do now. I did it. You don't like how I did it? That's as far back as they go, dude. What do you expect from me? This one doesn't want to move. Now it
We
does.
need to
Okay.
remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for
Jack the
this.
Ripper cut open the first body. Grab the loppers and remove the ribs. Right on.
Quite a satisfying
Oh,
crunch for
that
someone
was
who
too
After
easy.
removing the cartilage tissue,
I
we
wanted to
instantly
break
notice
them.
two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs.
Yeah, I am playing a non-scary version of Mortuary Assistant. I've seen that game too much to play it myself. Um, you know, so I loved it. So I just kept watching it. And I would watch any
We
of
can
them
see
that I could
widespread
find.
black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, they don't look good.
Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but What was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Dude, you can't even think right now.
What
Check the
now?
other one.
The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Alright. Time for the syringe. Imagine doing IRL. Yeah. You hate this? I'm so sorry. You don't have to watch Waffles. I think it would be kind of interesting to do it in real life.
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
There we go.
5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
And
Onto the
bladder.
bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
Right.
Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings.
Retrieve the notebook from the office with the necessary values. Okay.
Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
I don't mind, sir. I'm just gonna leave you open like that. Go back to our office. Yeah, this is our office.
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Now we get to do microscope stuff.
Let's get back
Chernobyl,
to
would
the
you actually
examination.
be interested in doing this
Poor soul. I get cases
in
like this more
real
than
life?
any other. We put all of the samples into the rotor. Now we set the appropriate time and speed.
What is the appropriate time? 10. Time 15 minutes, speed 70. So 15, speed
Okay, let's roll.
70. So now we shall wait.
Oh shit. The fuses again.
I told you we'd have to go to the fuse box. Shouldn't I just head there now? I don't know. Maybe
My
not.
old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Yes, I do. Oh, hello, sir.
Where were
I
we?
saw you.
Oh yes.
I saw you
The
peeping
blood alcohol
around.
concentration.
That was it. You were the only thing doing it. So I guess this is a less scary version than Mortuary Assistant.
Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Probably not.
Let's go.
Don't you want to like put that
We will
under a
now
microscope?
focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Okay.
We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine.
Yeah,
The
that's
pulmonary
fine.
trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to
I'm
Toby's
assuming we're gonna
death.
have to cut it in half.
Now let's take a closer look at the
Oh,
stomach.
never mind.
Size is normal, healthy, pink color,
It looks fine.
and as expected, the
Completely
stomach has
fine.
no major external damage.
Okay, so this guy is a
We must now
mystery.
cut it open and inspect inside.
Yes, let's see what he ate
We will do it
and
carefully
drank.
so that its contents do not spill out.
I imagine it's going to be mostly alcohol.
We open the stomach along
Oh
the
my
greater curvature,
goodness.
from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
There most likely is something still inside. So scared of doing this wrong. I will hate them forever if they decide to do like a jump scare while I'm trying to cut something.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content,
Yep.
resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
And his poop.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the
I mean,
deceased's
we'd
neck.
have to look at his throat for that. And we would see petechial hemorrhaging in his eyes, I would think.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
Doesn't look swollen, really. Probably went back down, though, after he died.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the
No.
very tip of the blade, we must hold the
Great.
scalpel as we would a pen.
Oh, got that side done.
And
Yay.
after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Why didn't you want to cut open the lung then? See if there were things in the lungs. If
Based
the
on the
trachea
reported
was
preliminary
clogged.
documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back.
Oh, he threw up and it went into his
Then, the gastric contents refluxed and
lungs.
flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Yeah, you can't fall asleep on your back after you drink too much alcohol. Example, but you can die. So I'm assuming we're making it an
Now it's all
accident.
clear. The death was the mystery is
I
solved.
have to sign it, like
But for
actually
us,
sign it.
this is not the end.
There we go.
First, the
Good
dead
enough.
body needs to be cleaned up.
Okay.
For this, we will need to close the body and
Yeah,
grab
we
the
get to
needle.
put sutures
First,
in.
we unroll the skin flaps. And then,
I'm
we
ahead of you,
sew the
dude.
deceased back up.
We got some
I'm using
needles.
the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Okay. Are you gonna help me out here? There we go. Okay.
Beautiful.
Leave the body.
Now we
Who's
say
gonna
goodbye
move it?
to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Why do you have a spot right there?
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
Okay. Dude, if you're tired, go to bed. Don't just go to the bar. Well, what
I'll
are you
call
thinking?
Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today. But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't get to drop that off. Hmm. What are we looking at? Are we dreaming? All right. Who are ya? Okay. And what's actually scary about that? I literally can't do anything. Okay. There we go. I was gonna say, if you're trying to scare me, you're not doing a great job. Okay, so now we're in the Paris catacombs. This doesn't scare me. We've already seen an episode like this on Doctor Who. It would be a terrible nightmare, though. Like having this as your dream, but watching it on my screen is not terrifying. Okay, so he has bad dreams. We can see that now.
Forgive me.
You good?
What?
That's my question. You didn't even eat your
Christ.
spaghetti?
What a dream. Fuck.
Seriously. You made yourself a nice bowl of spaghetti and meatballs and you didn't even touch it. I see why you take pills, sir.
So much light everywhere.
Bathroom. Bathroom.
A pill a day keeps the defective Jack away. It's a shame these won't help with my hangover.
No.
It's just too dirty to use.
Well, then clean it.
The fucking phone.
Oh, totally.
Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh, oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since,
She's the reporter
you know.
that he's been ignoring.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Oh, what is it?
How can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask. Do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together?
Do I want to
Love
help you with
have
this?
something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure.
Oh no, she isn't the
I'll look through
reporter.
things.
That was a lady with
I'm
the
sorry to trouble your
K
mind.
first name.
All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow.
Okay,
I've
so
been
Charlotte's
needing to
fine, I
sort
think.
through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I
Okay,
mean,
so
if you wanted
Stephen's
to
hard to be
reminisce about
around.
Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call,
If I knew
and
someone
bye.
was running late, I
Oh,
would just be
do
like,
you
I'll
have
call
my
you back
address?
later.
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York,
You're not going to
13710.
remember this.
Got it.
You're not writing
Thanks.
anything down.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I go to
me
work.
too. And that's okay. Really, No problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you.
Okay. Well,
Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
get a wriggle? Get a wriggle on? What does that mean? Has anyone heard that phrase? Get a wriggle on? Dude, you don't have time to worry about a photo right now. It's a really nice photo. So we don't want that photo. There are photos all over. Why can't I just take one of these? Oh, you don't have time for this, dude. You just don't. Again, more photos. Which one are you gonna give her? What is wrong with you? Why do you keep... Am I hurting you in some way? Your vision keeps going red.
Some days, I just feel like setting fire to all this paperwork.
Don't
I'm
blame
fed
you.
up with it.
Examine at least 5 Alice-related items. Painful memories. Well, yeah, I'm trying to get a picture.
It hurts too much to look at these, but I can't throw them away.
Well, what if there was a picture? Are we sending her that one?
It's been almost a year.
I don't know what we're doing, sir.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's a good photo. Let's send her that. Summer
It's hard to
75.
believe they've known each other for so long.
Sweet. Okay, now we have to get the envelope.
It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
Oh no,
Okay,
that's what we're doing.
time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
Yeah, we could have waited on that. Do we ride
I
our
should
bike?
grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
What is this space?
These fluorescent tubes are brutal.
Oh, nice place you live in. Oh, I should have clicked floor, shouldn't I? Oh well. Oops. There we go. Which is the way out of here? Ew. We really went the worst way. Where's your car? Why did I have to go out the back way instead of finding the front of this building where the mailbox actually is? Okay, so that's a wall. Maybe I shouldn't have left. We'll go back in. But where is this mailbox?
Standard correspondence consisting of bills, advertising leaflets, and pious reminders about the upcoming end of the world.
Hello, where's the mailbox?
Standard correspondence consisting of bills, advertising leaflets, and pious reminders about the upcoming end of the world.
You're allowed to walk all the way around. This is a little confusing. Why is the front... I'd imagine this is the front entrance because the mailbox is right here. But that's obviously not the mailbox we're using. And we're already late for work, and I'm wandering around trying to find... Okay. Well, we really don't live in a good spot. At all.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay. All done here. Time to go. Huh?
Dude, you're having a rough time. Which one's your car?
Damn. I forgot my jacket. Well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
You should keep a jacket at work. I always kept a jacket at work. Well, in my car, depending on if I wasn't at the same school every day.
Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here.
It's nighttime? I thought we were going to work. I didn't realize we worked through the whole night. Game. You can't just do that to me.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
The timesheet, Hammond.
Dude, where are you? Oh. Remember to sign? Well,
Some
we don't want to.
corpses have more personality than this guy.
Social room. Storage. Bathrooms is service.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Intruders. Intruders do that. What are we doing?
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye.
Okay.
I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not
We
a reprimand
did.
for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown
Inspect
will
my
let him look under
muffin.
his feet. Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. A treat for later. I always crave something sweet after a section. Maybe later. I'm
I
still
inspected
hungover,
our muffin.
and it might tip me over the edge.
It doesn't like
Okay,
that.
joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Straight to work, I like it. No lollygagging. Although, depending on the job, lollygagging was the most fun part.
Oh, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. And that's the whole point.
It's a woman today.
Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 21st,
Well, it's better to
1991.
have recordings than...
9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder.
Dang, her ankle is so tiny. And this part of her arm is really tiny too.
Ah, yes, Samantha Barker. Now remember,
Okay.
there's probably gonna
So
be a lot of
she's a
chatter about
singer.
this. Found in her own apartment by police patrol.
Oh,
Officers were called
in the
by a
corner.
concerned
That's a
friend of the
weird corner.
deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days.
No one even goes in. Like, if there's a corner right here, you probably don't really go in it unless the kitchen table's right here.
When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy.
I really enjoy it that the light in my room is flickering now. So that's fun. I like that.
The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair.
Oh
Large
god.
quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment.
My light can't make up its mind.
After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play.
Okay.
During the
We have her
interrogation,
social.
a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show.
That's a huge change in life. I'm not really surprised by that.
Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body.
It's just what has to happen.
And now, any
There we
suspicious looking
go.
marks or wounds.
Now, let's see, what do you got here? Ah, you were strangled.
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
Strangled. She's very bony, like too bony.
Yes, I've seen this many times.
What is this? Yeah, the feet don't look good.
Well, there's even more here.
You're not being very talkative about what we're finding this time. We don't want to mention this cut on her leg. Oops. Five photos this time. Anything on the top of her head? Wow, her belly button.
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion.
No. That's a weird place to get bruises like.
A few we will need to look into here.
Okay, let's put our photographs over here. Hanger mark? Hanging. Oh, being hung. Because it went upwards towards the back of the neck. Makes sense, makes sense. Stomach bruises, yes, very weird. Okay. Time to do.
Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
Right, magnifying glass. Okay. Let's see what you've got
Such
going on right
bruises are
here.
caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues.
Yeah, that does not look good.
And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured. Others still contain fluid residue.
Oh, those are blisters.
The number
What you
of
got going on
bruises
here?
suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle.
Yeah, it looks at, I mean, look at the arm down there too, near the elbow.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly,
Yeah, with
others
the
less, as if
mark going
someone
so
was
high on the back.
undecided.
Also, the blackness on her chin is interesting.
More numerous blisters.
Those are blisters. I did not see them as
We have some
blisters.
leads to investigate here. Let's write this
Yep.
down.
Okay. Oops. I pressed my caps locks instead.
Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal
Internal.
bleeding. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case
Blistered
of
hands
mechanical
and blistered
abrasions,
feet.
but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Barbiturates can
Given the condition of the
blister the
deceased,
body.
it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency.
I mean, I guess so. It
On the
just
neck of the
looks
deceased,
pretty
we can see
severe.
clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death.
Most likely.
Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggest that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning.
Okay, so it's probably not going to be that then.
After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests. The
Yeah.
examination
I
with
doubt
the
that's
UV light
our
will dispel some doubts.
cause of death,
Potential
though.
attackers, a severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss
Yep.
Barker's
If the
coffin.
hyoid bone is broken, then you know they were
To be checked in
strangulated.
the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood
Okay.
test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
Ooh, exciting. We get to use. Where is it?
I look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces.
Black light.
Legs, there's nothing here. Torso, empty, without marks. The left hand seems to be fine. No mark. Right hand clean. The area around the head is empty. Well, nothing to surprise us here.
Okay,
Now
nothing.
gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
Rigor
Have we
mortis
checked for rigor
tests.
mortis?
He looks pretty good. Like the other guy, so I'm assuming,
Again, the hand
yeah,
flows freely. After yesterday,
over 72
you should know what
hours.
this means. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection. I dissect the skin of the deceased.
Yep, gotta do our wines of it. This is actually really fun. I probably shouldn't be enjoying it this much. I love my crime shows, so
received
we
to
go.
deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue.
Come on. There we
Now for the
go.
ribs.
Now we gotta cut our ribs open.
What do we have here?
It's
Or
true.
rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign
She
of
did
internal
do
bleeding.
drugs.
Sometimes
So
regarding
her
bruising, it doesn't take much. My wife was constantly banging into furniture.
her
Walking
lungs
into door
look
frames.
pretty
It's a
terrible.
wonder she never broke anything. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe. Just to
Dude,
be
I'm
sure,
already ahead of you.
I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out all done. I'll transfer these to the centrifuge. What was it?
I know what
15,
I'm doing.
70, 10, 75? My old but trusted centrifuge.
Dude,
Ideal
you
for my
really
old
are
but
not doing
trusted
well.
centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to
I
perform
don't
during
need
an
the notebook,
autopsy.
I know it. But fine, we'll get your notebook.
Maybe one day I won't need my notebook.
I don't need your notebook.
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forget
Yeah, your brain
birthdays
just
and
doesn't like
anniversaries.
you.
I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
It's 15 and 70. I know these things. I gotta see what's in her blood.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
There we go.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out. The laboratory is already open, so...
And again with the
Fucking
lights.
hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! Where is he? The fuses need resetting. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll do it myself. I swear
And
there
we
was a
don't even have a flashlight. Can't even see anything. Which way am I facing? Okay, there's the door. So I think... Wasn't it to the right? I mean left? I guess not. Am I supposed to be finding a flashlight or something? Oh, was it in the bathroom? Oh, I was in the bathroom. Losing my mind. Where's the storage room?
Whatever. I know where the switches are anyway.
I was in the wrong spot, so
First
on.
the right, and then the left. And voila.
Yay. Right one first. Dude, why do your eyes keep doing that?
What?
We not good? Did I miss a scare? I guess I missed a scare.
What the? Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't I work in peace?
Also, our door was not closed. What do you want?
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Oh god.
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling
It's
apart.
been a rough night,
And
dude.
Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah.
Eventually, everything's gonna go up in smoke.
If
Look
the
on
one
bright
machine
side.
can do
It's a
that,
pretty
you
great
gotta
match with
get
your
an
autopsy.
electrician out there.
Stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info.
We're
so
still
best be
working, dude. Give us time.
I'll whiz through this in
Sorry,
a couple
my
of hours.
mouse
It
moved.
doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck. Jack, turn on the radio.
What?
What?
What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals.
Obviously.
We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Steven, was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack,
Calm down.
I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck.
I think you were going to need to go take a pill in the bathroom.
Pills. I need my pills.
Yeah, you do.
You
You're
heard
losing
Jack.
it, man.
A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead.
Just take your pills.
Yes.
Take your pills.
Nothing's going.
Ew, we're doing it with the autopsy gloves on. Dude, we just cut open a body and now you're...
Christ. I've got to get back to work.
Yeah. Ew. That is not sanitary. At all.
What?
Okay. I can't worry about such things. I have work to do.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a my own but trusted
You can pursue a career as a janitor? You didn't clean anything.
During an autopsy. My own fucking hell!
Fun times. Being haunted.
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap.
Okay,
And
so they...
miraculously, yes.
That looks good. So
The
far.
samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Okay, now we just have to see what the lab says.
Alright, let's load this up. I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Yes. Simple zombie, thank you. Thank you so much. We are just doing some autopsy work.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
Oh, tell them. Okay.
Precisely.
There we go. How do I do this?
And the
okay.
next.
Set the pipette to 10. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just got affiliate last night. I was shocked. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for stopping by. I hope your stream went well.
5 more.
What were you playing? Oh, 15 now. Okay.
We put the prepared
Right
sample
on.
into the machine.
This. Oh, you're playing this
Let's
too?
see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume
It is a
alcohol
lot.
shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation.
I kind of wish it gave me more freedom though. So it wasn't like telling me every single step since I already know what I'm doing from the first time. Um, but I really do like it so far.
I can return to the body and
I
continue the
want to
rest of the
know what
examination.
is haunting this guy. Like, why does he keep seeing the red around him? And then we saw that one.
The chromatograph
I'm
results show that we
assuming
can
you're
eliminate
past the
alcohol
prologue,
poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However,
where you saw the one
remember
like
that alcohol can affect the
ghost
functioning of
guy
the entire body.
in the door.
It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may
Right.
result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also,
So
remember
alcohol is
that
not the
alcohol
cause of
affects
death.
the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail.
Oh, you're in chapter
First,
5?
I'll pick up the syringe again.
I'm in chapter 1 currently. I probably won't do too much more tonight, but I definitely will be playing more of this.
I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Okay.
That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I
Then
remove the liver.
okay. Liver. I think this is the liver. What do I need here? What do you want me to do? You're not letting me click back or action.
No lesions. However,
Oh,
it
I
is
thought I looked at
slightly
every side of it.
enlarged.
Apparently not.
Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
I mean, for her liver to not be that bad from the consumption of drugs that she used over her life is pretty good.
The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
Okay.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade
These are
glides
so
through
hard to
smoothly.
do
I
when
don't
I'm
feel like I'm
shaky
encountering any changes with an unusual structure.
because my mouse moves in different directions when I shake.
No
But I
steatosis or
did it better
cirrhosis.
this time.
The liver is actually quite clean inside.
Zombie, did you play Mortuary Assistant?
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart.
You got her heart?
Oh. At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to
A
natural
heart attack?
causes. The liver is
So
enlarged,
something
not
induced
from
it?
alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
Okay. Will do.
The last time I saw this kind of poisoning was a few years ago. I better check the data in my notebook. He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So, he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one.
That
And
can
another
happen.
one, until he took the last one. That's why it's better to have amnesic drugs in boxes labeled with the days of the week. All
Yeah,
right.
that would be a good idea. Why does it have that? Okay. There we go. Do you not like the values I put on? I have 15 and 70 like normal. Why aren't you working? I'll double check the notes. 15 minutes, 70%. That's what I did. 15 minutes, 70%. So you should be working. Maybe I'll set it back to 0. Okay. That's 15. Why doesn't it like me? I did what you wanted. It says it's set to 15. And it's set to 70. That would be 65 and that's 70. Is something supposed to happen? Or is my game just freaking out? Because why aren't you doing what I want? I'll try closing it at 20? No. What do you want from me? I said it. Do you guys know what is happening and why it's not working? Because it should just work, shouldn't it? It's 15 and 70 was... Is that the wrong... That's the only number I'm seeing on here. I don't see any other numbers to change the dial. Oh, I see. 10 minutes and 75. So I was wrong. That's okay. Huh, there we go. 10 minutes,
We close the
75.
centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again.
There we go. Are the lights gonna go out? Are we gonna see a ghost?
It looks like our luck is in.
Oh, it worked. That's shocking.
We can take the samples to the lab now.
Okey doke. Let's run to the lab.
I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs.
People can find ways. If they want drugs, they can find them. It's not that shocking.
2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each.
6 millimeters each. You got it. Hold on. Oops. What? Well, about that. Set the pipette to 12. Okay. There we go. The color does look more green on the top. And place it in the
Let's see how much of it we find.
chromatograph. What do we have?
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin.
What does that mean? It doesn't help us who don't know what that means.
Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach.
Yeah, let's see what she ate and drank. If much is even still left in the stomach.
The tests showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act.
Okay.
I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
Sounds good to me.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
There we go. Once you get the hang of it, these are a lot easier to do. Oop, I'm sorry. I knew once I said they'd be easier to do that I would mess up. It's always how it works.
Not this time. We see remnants of
Tiny.
undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
No, you normally don't. That's definitely not
Length
an
of which
accident.
normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then the nervous system. Lungs are normal, no lesions. The victim was probably a smoker, but was unlikely to be in any serious danger.
Looked like smoker's
The deceased's
lungs.
trachea is normal. Complete patency. No food or fluid. The deceased's intestine is normal. No clear pathological changes.
What is this?
Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain.
Ooh, yes. Time to cut her head open. Zah.
I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain.
Yes, let's get that brain out. Right on.
Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
You got it. Let's go. Let's cut the brain open.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. I peek inside a bit, and... I don't think there's anything worth noting.
We haven't even finished cutting through it yet. How do you know?
As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who
We should have
knows?
had safety goggles
Maybe
on
the
this whole
spinal cord's been
time,
severed.
sir.
I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Oh, they're out there.
I found them. Why are you so shaky?
Alice.
Right.
Saw. I need saw. Fuck. I don't see
You are
it here.
not doing
Oh.
good.
I
And we
know.
already took
I
2 of
probably
our
left it in the
pills
basement
today.
after its last cleaning.
Poor guy. Not doing great.
Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the
You got
key
it. Thank
like...
you.
If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses.
It is.
Please, may this be the last trip.
Now, where is said basement? I can't go in there? Security room.
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack,
You're
take a deep
fine.
breath.
You're okay.
Deep, pleasantly
You'll
cool
be okay.
breath. You're nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest.
Where's the basement? Do we have to go outside to get to the basement? I think the basement is in here somewhere. Well, where is the basement? I doubt it's going to be in here. No. So I guess we have to go outside. Okay. Well, that's something. Why is the basement all the way outside, and why is there just a door here? I have many questions. Medical examiner. Basement. Where is the basement? Should I even be outside? Why does every place around here look like crap? Ah, I see. I see, I see. You should never have to walk outside to get to a basement. Like, that's just not a thing you
I'll
should
take the
have to
saw.
do.
Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn red Pete.
You got it, dude. Come on.
Never again. Will I ever be
Oh,
free
right.
if only.
Ew, this basement. You need, like, a nice place to work. Like a nice mortuary. Saw. Hi. How you doing?
It would be
Like your
easier if I
eyeball.
put things away properly.
Now let's go. No need to close it? Okay.
Ugh, damn student lectures and their fucking props.
Yeah. Students like props. Hi, Andres. You're back?
And like clockwork, he's already sleeping.
Yep. I mean, you're not a night guard if you don't sleep, right? So
Sorry for the
how
short
do we use this
interruption.
saw?
I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing
What am
the
I
spinal
seeing? What am I doing? Let me see. Well, what is that? Oops. Okay, we are ripping this thing out.
is removed. I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from
Wow.
the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, so hanging
almost over. Now,
did not do it.
to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart
Was an
attack
overdose.
resulting from an overdose of barbiturates.
Okay, but it's still suspicious because Why does she have strangulation marks on her neck? And why is she so bruised?
Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act,
But it's
following a failed
not.
attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded.
Oh, she tried to hang herself. But why is she so bruised? We're not really
And we can start sewing.
talking much about it.
In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe.
Let's load her back up. Don't we want to do something with her organs?
At home,
Maybe
it was
not.
a hope and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts.
You need to not worry so much about the convicts.
Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention.
Well, you're welcome. Hi, Apollo. It's okay.
Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I
Dude,
guess I'll
you
have to
need
pick
to
something
eat.
up along the way.
You didn't even eat your dinner
Loads
from
in the
last night.
trash. Leave the
It was
apron
on the
for
floor in your
cleaning.
room.
Now I can go.
Okay.
Camera. I didn't turn it off.
I'm literally right here. We could turn it off. But we don't want to. Okay. That's fine. Hello.
A nightcap will do me good.
Dude, maybe just a full night's sleep is what
Good
you
night,
need.
Mr. Ridley. The police will
You're
pick up the
still
body and
really
accompanying
hungover
documentation in the morning.
from the past.
Sure.
I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude. Alright, maybe three things.
Dude,
My
you still
whiskey
have
on
your
the rocks
gloves
when I
on. You
get
didn't even
home.
take it off. Or your apron. What are you doing?
So cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Yeah, you probably should have.
This block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet. Almost
It
there.
looks really scary.
Stephen didn't want
I
to
would
go out
be
for
a little
drink
afraid to
tonight,
live here.
so I'll drink my whiskey in the company of my TV. Shit. I forgot the muffin. Well,
Yep, you did forget your
Ridley will
muffin.
have a nice treat for the night. I'm sure
I
he'll
don't
be
want
his
down.
happy, thankful self tomorrow.
What floor do we live on? We'll figure it out. Yeah, we're in a morgue. We're cutting open dead bodies today. It's been a lot of fun.
What? What?
Did you
What
leave
the
your door open?
fuck? But
Oh, we did not.
I locked it. I'm sure of it.
Well, you said the criminals were out and you were scared of that one guy, so would be that criminal. This guy
Who
is
the
something
fuck
else.
did
We don't know
this?
what's
I
wrong
don't
with
have
him,
anything valuable.
but he's a absolute wreck.
Money. They must have stolen the money.
Yeah, do you need your pills, sir? So he lost his wife a year ago, and he still is not well.
Fuck!
There's someone in your bed. Someone could curl up right here and just lay there.
Great. That's all I need. What if it was Red Pete?
That's what I'm saying. Also, why would Red Pete have it out for you so bad? What did you do to him? Seriously, this is suspicious. Check your bedding.
Where? I need my pills.
I knew you would.
I can't get my thoughts together.
Okay, no one's there. I could not have a shower curtain like that. They would freak me out too much.
Okay. Ugh. I'm
Call
gonna have to
Steven.
report this to
Let's
the
call your
police.
buddy, huh?
Christ. Why did the
Let's
neighbors not
calm you
report
down.
anything? I'm calling Steven. Steven?
Now, Jack, I told you I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I
No,
don't think
we
so.
just got in
Anyway,
here.
no one contacted me. As for the police, I'm calling right now, officer.
All right. Do you want me to head around? Look for any
Yes.
trace evidence?
Yes.
I don't know.
Don't say I don't know. Say yes.
No, I guess not.
You are an idiot.
Honestly, I don't have the strength to deal with it right now.
I'm sorry you
Just
feel
wanna
that
lie
way, but
down.
you gotta deal with
Are
it.
you sure? Because it's no trouble at all.
I think so. I'm sorry. I just wanted to calm down a bit. I don't know. That's probably some stupid joke.
Really?
Only money was stolen.
Money? From Alice's box? Oh, fuck. Well,
He
listen, I
needs
can come
therapy
over.
big time.
I have the key. I'll drop by, do what I need to do, and you go get some sleep.
No.
Okay, that's a
Don't
good
trouble
friend.
yourself. Lately, I've been just so tired and
Don't keep
distracted.
saying
I don't know.
no.
Maybe I forgot to close the apartment door on my way to work. If anything else is missing,
We
I'll
don't
let you know and
close any
call the
doors.
police.
All right. Just make sure you close it tonight. If you see anything weird tomorrow, let me know. Whoever did this may be watching you.
I don't think anyone is dumb enough to come back.
You're
Steven
probably
should
right.
still come
Take
over.
care, Jack. If you need anything, call me.
I promise I will. Thanks, Steven.
I wouldn't have
Sorry to
taken
bother
no
you
for an
again.
answer. I would have still been
Just
over there.
been all over the place lately.
It's not a problem. Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Yeah, this guy needs therapy more than anything. And a good psychiatrist. Did they have to leave the TV on? And our radio?
What?
Okay. So we're being haunted here too?
I guess I should clean this shit up. Where
You
to
think
start?
you really should have... Why are you on? You weren't on earlier. Oh. And they were rude. They left that open. Trying to close you. How do you want me to clean up if you don't let me do anything? Can't close doors or anything. Oh, you want me to do this first. Okay.
Maybe I could barricade the door with this.
Dude, you haven't even checked to see if there was anyone in your bed sheets.
I should pack this thing away. I have no interest in DIY at the moment.
This is all the cleaning we're doing? Okay, good.
To be honest, I could leave it like this.
Dude, no. We don't leave things
Still
like
don't
that.
understand why Alice liked this painting so much.
It's very pretty. There's nothing wrong with this painting. It's a nice blossoming tree and one back here. And a road. What's not to
There we
like?
go.
You gotta throw these away. I'm not happy with his cleaning style.
I'm glad this didn't break.
Jack, why?
Ugh, I think I'm just tired.
You are tired. Did someone put a record of his wife talking in the radio? Because that would make more sense why he would hear her. What else are we cleaning?
Now I'm sure I won't get caught up in these papers.
Not for a while, no.
Alice's family should really have some of these. That's enough for now. Jeez, I'm exhausted. I'll get the rest in the morning.
That's enough for now.
What a mess.
Dude.
Now if only I could blame this on
Mr.
the papers.
I'll get the rest in the morning. Yeah. Even the game is knowing you won't do anything about it. Why are we up? We don't even have a... Dude, this has been sitting here for 2 days now. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
We didn't clean up. We did not do this. And we didn't turn on this fan. Who cleaned? We didn't package everything up. You're not suspicious about this at all? It's a bit weird. Things don't just magically clean themselves like you would want to.
I feel like
It's
it
not
takes me
Mary
forever to
Poppins.
finish these things. That's enough.
Mm,
It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready. I'm
Can
gonna
you
be late
choose
for
your
work
outfit
again.
or... Oh, we have 5 shirts. Right.
Got my keys, got my files. Check.
Okay. But again,
Tabio.
who cleaned? Why is the fan on? Are you not questioning any of this?
Remember to close the door properly, Jack.
Mhm. Did
I'll
you
ask the
lock
neighbors
it?
tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious.
What is this? What kind of a lock is that?
I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine.
Okay. Now we shall go to work. Yeah, what is wrong? Why do you keep doing that? Uh, excuse me? I pressed the... I didn't press the wrong button. I looked closely. This is just haunted. Hello? Am I gonna have to take the stairs? Hmm. Okay. Let's go down the stairs. Let's see what exciting things it has for me. Of course, the elevator door closes now. Now we shall go to work. I don't get where this guy lives, but it's awful. Can't even run.
Maybe a
That's
bit
as fast as we
optimistic.
can go.
I'd better grab
So
the
I guess
coffee on
that's
the way.
good. Also, Apollo, did you get to eat today? Because I am definitely
I'm
hungry. I'm going to be
exhausted.
making a snack after this.
I wonder who Stephen brought in today.
I don't know. We shall find out.
Good morning, Mr. Ridley. No, he's not here yet? No, I'll do without him.
Should we chat? Oh, good.
I hope
That sounds pretty good.
Oh, come on. He was too lazy to even wheel the gurney to the autopsy room.
Okay. Well. Yeah, we're being haunted. It's fine.
Almost there.
I already knew we were being
Now for
haunted.
the tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's Ridley when you need him? Alright. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to
We
work.
didn't even check your voicemails or anything. I would think that's kind of important. Oh, and a bowl of fruit. What kind of fruit did you have?
I'm going to need my tape recorder for this. Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hanman. I begin by verifying the identity. It's most likely Harper Lloyd,
Lloyd,
age
question
35.
mark.
Found in a well-owned house by her neighbors, Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea. Reported missing for a week.
Okay. So I imagine she's gonna look real good.
Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family began complaining that their tap water tasted strange. And
Yeah,
at one
that's
point,
decomposed
had begun to
body.
smell and turn a dark color.
Yep, yep, some old blood. She's bipolar, okay.
Police records also show that Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors. The constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around. The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows.
If
I'm
she has
gonna
a
take
trailer
shit in their
home like
stupid
that, this
well,
is not the
and
shape
we'll
of it.
see who has the last laugh. Nice one.
Pineapple, blueberries, and grapes? That sounds good.
It is also known that the deceased was diagnosed with affective bipolar disorder. Harper was placed on drug therapy, which she dropped out of fairly regularly.
Yep,
During her
that's
treatment,
common.
she was under the care of her common-law partner, Richard Benson, professional truck driver. I proceed to open the bag and check this. The most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water. Okay, that could
Yeah,
have been worse.
that's actually a lot better than I anticipated.
The deceased with one shoe is missing. I'm going to need the camera to document all possible suspicious marks.
Oh, our camera's gone. We normally have a recording camera on. Okay. So we're doing this a
Definitely
little
the first
different
thing that
this time.
stands out is the very advanced post-mortem gigantism.
I would think this is of note. I guess not. Oh, take a general photo. Right, kind of forgot about that.
The skin of the deceased appears very
Okay.
delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole body is extremely pale.
Yes. Okay. Yep, I thought that too.
Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased.
So she was laying down flat? How would she be laying down flat in a well? Question any of them. She looks
There
a
are
little
bruises and
strange.
hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater.
She was drowned. What am I really looking at here?
It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out.
How was she lying on her back in a well? How wide is this well? Seriously, think about these things.
The so-called washerwoman skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time.
Yeah. All nice and pruny, like when we're in the bath for too long.
The skin
The
on the
hands look a
hands can
bit
be
weird.
easily separated from the body. The separation takes the form of a glove.
Oh, that's interesting.
There are some obvious scratches on the skin.
Yep. Hey, let's go put them on our board.
So, after the preliminary exam, it's time to take a closer look at this.
Hey.
Today's date, the deceased was clothed. Rigor mortis does not need to be checked. Based on the state of decay, you can be sure it has subsided.
Yeah, definitely. Magnifying glass.
The spots have a purplish blue-red hue, which is a typical sign of the death of the organism.
Okay.
There
Odd
are
way of
obvious
saying it.
scratches on the skin, especially on the back and hands. These
Hi
could be
Chernobyl.
defensive wounds. Evidence
So
of
this
some sort of
person just
altercation
came
prior to
out of
death.
a well. I have many questions because he said that with the way the blood pooled on the back of her, she must have been laying on her back. But how big is this well, you know? Like, is there really a well that's like over 5.5 feet in diameter? Like, I have questions. And she was in there for a week, apparently. So, you know,
We see
she's
thick
not looking
white
too hot.
foam in the mouth of the deceased, resulting from pulmonary edema. Foam is a characteristic in deaths due to drowning.
Why is her eyeball gone?
No obvious signs of struggle. The skin on the hands would have easily peeled away from the flesh. Some of the fingers have already lost their nails.
Okay, so the eye just already decomposed then. Understandable.
Yep, pretty typical. Liver mortis are formed as a result of putrefaction of blood in the veins.
Okay. And let's check the feet.
Due to the fact that the deceased was wearing shoes all the time, her feet are in better condition than her hands. Nevertheless, we can still notice a clear, wavy skin and the so-called washerwoman's skin texture.
Rooney.
Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination.
Okay, clipboard.
I'd better note that down in the records. There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about this liver mortis. Those abrasions appear relatively fresh. No healing or scarring is visible.
No.
Hands heavily wrinkled from submersion in water. Typical washerwoman skin. Considering the deceased's penchant for drinking alcohol, it could have been a mere accident.
A mere accident where you go out to the well and fall
Marks found
in,
on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of
but
drowning
you're
people.
too drunk to realize you're drowning? Wouldn't there be struggle, like marks on her fingers from trying to get out? Or was she that heavily
Diffuse spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins.
sedated from the alcohol?
Their distribution suggests that the victim was probably lying on her back when fished out of the water.
See, I don't understand that.
Maybe
Wells
it's
aren't that
just an
big.
abrasion, or maybe the result of a fight and being pushed into a well.
True.
Fortunately, the
True.
skin on the hands didn't fall off. Otherwise, I'd have trouble identifying the deceased. A simple trip, loss of balance, and as a result, you end up in a deep hole with no way out. In this case, the question is, was drowning an accident or of suicidal intent? Liver mortis of a different color could indicate poisoning with carbon monoxide, cyanides, or nitrates. However, this is not the case here. That's all for now.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct.
How do we do that?
The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here
Oh,
somewhere.
I see it.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that would be an easy way to get stuck.
With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads and the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used. If the body of the deceased is well preserved, fingerprinting is similar to that of a living person.
Mm-hmm.
The fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible.
So we got that.
I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her.
Don't you have to have a syringe? I guess not.
Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
Okay. I see. That's cool. Where do you want me to be for this one? I get it. I'm trying to do it like you want me to. Okay. There we go.
Now I take
Okay.
a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
I feel like this game has promise, but like there's still definite problems with this.
I think it's enough. I'm getting
Okay.
fingerprint samples. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print. I'll use
That's
the
very
vacuum
interesting.
sheet to add the print into the system.
Using the fax machine. Okay.
Green button and...
Oop. Do
Once
those
the
thing
data
on
uploads, I'll run the prints
Twitch?
against the police database on the computer.
Well, if she was all encompassed in water, it definitely could have like as the body decomposes, you have a lot of like trapped gas and things in the body, and water will also break things down too. So it's probable that her eye just came out as she started decomposing, and with it being out of her body, it decomposed pretty fast. So
Great. The
that
data is
is
there.
not too shocking that her eye is missing.
Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun.
This one looks. It looks fine to me. Oh, okay.
One more. Analyze button.
It looks like a match.
And we have a
Yep.
result. Everyone has a story to tell, even if it's just a police record. So, as predicted, the deceased turned out to be Harper
Harper
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
That went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records.
Okay. Print.
Great.
Oh,
Now we can go
I
back to
didn't
my
even hear
inspection.
it printing. Okie doke. Time to cut her open.
I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by
Barbara
taking
Lloyd.
fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick.
Oh, we aren't cutting her open yet.
If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life. And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well, got into the body.
So now
In
what?
the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm
Okay.
sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found the body. Now I need to adjust the
That's
nose button
disturbing
and place
that
the
there's
diatom
algae
in the
in.
center of the slide. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark. And it's not a dirty lens. I'm afraid. But rather a bad photo. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from. Great. This way. Oh. Nah. Too much light. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here. And perfect. It's not a dirty. And perfect.
What am I looking for? I mean, I see something right there.
It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid. But
Dude,
rather
I'm
a bad
literally
focus.
focusing. You're too annoying. Isn't that disgusting? Like having algae in your water like that from a well? Although we are looking for presence of it, I guess. What do you want me to do? Because I'm looking around this whole thing. I know, right? It's so gross. Also, how do we know where the center is? It's easier if I could see where I put the plate on the... What do you want from me? Do you not like my...
I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae.
Do you live in the country
And
or...
perfect.
Perfect. It looks very blurry to me, sir.
As
Oh, what's that?
expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution. Their upper part, epitheca, which overlaps the lower, hypotheca, is clearly visible.
Okay.
The presence of diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was
Okay.
possibly conscious.
That's terrible. Okay.
Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis.
Yeah, maybe when you go, bring a water filter with you. One of those Brita water bottles that filter out things. Take that and then drink from your bottle.
I can finally get to the practical part. I must be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here.
Yeah, that would not be good. There we go.
You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs. In addition, all internal
Yep.
organs are very
Yes, you
congested.
can.
I proceed to remove the rib cage.
I am kind of stabbing her.
It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So,
Yeah,
I'm going
they
to
have.
start by drawing blood from the lungs for testing for diatoms. If
Okay.
diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator
Interesting.
wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to their examination. Taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The
Yep.
emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of drowning.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, it does.
Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However,
Okay.
I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
I feel like we're really short all of a sudden. Full lab. The light is doing fun things. Well, that's nice. The storage room is open.
I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
Why was this room open? Don't remember opening it.
Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide.
What is that?
The water should be at room temperature. That's enough.
Okay.
To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here. Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, you really have some mental problems going on, huh?
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could also give a false result. In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs.
Okay.
To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface.
I'm trying. There we go.
Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily.
What did that mean? Let's go
Fluid
up.
could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it
Yep.
could also be the result of bacterial infections or
Yep.
cancer, so further investigation is needed.
He already saw one dead person earlier
I
in the
move on to
doorway.
dissecting the
Yeah, I
lungs
know.
of
The
the
sound is
deceased.
horrible.
You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through. The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci and petechia are present on the surface.
Well, what does this mean?
All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope.
Okie
If we
dokie.
find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not faulty aperture still need. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid. And perfect.
Well, you took that picture, Chernobyl, from the wedding. That was a good one. You could use that one.
It's not a dirty lens. It's not a dirty lens. And perfect.
Mm. Your lens is obviously dirty because look at that. It's just marks. That would be fun though if you could find someone to go to concerts with. I haven't even seen a single one of those organisms yet. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ah, as expected. In
A lot.
solution, the diatoms are clearly visible. There are smaller and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them.
Yeah, definitely looks like more than 20.
I'll make a note of all this.
Okay.
So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires
Am
me
I
to check
just too
everything
paranoid
anyway.
that I think everything is a murder?
So, I move on to checking the other organs. I ligate the heart, and then remove it for inspection.
Yep.
Strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis, the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that, no signs of a heart attack or
But
other
what
heart
does that
disease.
mean? That doesn't look good. What were that side? See, strongly. Oh, that comes with drowning. Interesting.
I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver.
Oof, that was awful.
It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself. Like
No,
most organs, the beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some areas.
yeah, that doesn't look good.
I transfer the organ to a board and proceed to dissect.
Oh, okay, let's cut it open. After this chapter ends, I'm gonna leave it there because I'm getting hungry. And I have a lot more things to set up for affiliate. So
The
hopefully our stream will
cross-section
look even
clearly
cooler
shows
next time.
dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci.
Is this all consistent with
I must
drowning?
admit that this is quite a feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased.
Well, if she was drunk enough
Harper
to
enjoyed
fall
drinking
into a
so
well,
much
I'm
that she
assuming that's
might
not the
not
first
live
time
a few more
she's
years.
done that. Well, drank that much, not fell into a well before.
I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing.
Okay, syringe. Gotta see what's in her stomach.
It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a moment. Now,
Okay.
I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off. It's enlarged,
Oh, that looks
probably
terrible.
full of putrid gases.
Yeah.
I transfer it to the board and carefully open it, checking the contents.
Okay. I would hate how much gas builds up in the stomach.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this desk smells.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it smells better than colon. Probably not by much. I think the colon would be my least favorite
Okay,
one to do.
the stomach is full of fluid and unidentified organic matter, which is probably leftover food.
Right?
So let's check the diatoms. Not
Again.
again, but in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with examining drowned people is being able to show whether my old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Oh, I don't need the notebook. Actually, I think I do this time. I don't remember the numbers. I know the numbers for alcohol, but not for this. Also, I'm surprised we're in it this far and he hasn't taken his pills yet. Okie
Okay,
dokie, let's get
there's just
going.
one last little sample.
Yeah, that stomach
Now,
water
set.
looks so close. Diatoms, 35 minutes, 25%. Okay. 35 minutes, 25%. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is not the game for strong gag reflexes.
Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it
Well,
against the data from the police.
okay. Right on.
I'm certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid and water in Chelsea's well.
We really get a lot of steps in with this job.
Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine.
All right. There we go.
Okay,
There we go.
now it's the chromatograph's turn.
Now let's see what it says. Do you watch these kind of shows, Paulo? Like murder mystery shows or
Yes, the water
phones
sample
or things
matches
like
the
that?
one provided by the police. Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case.
Well, I guess she just drowned. That's all there is to it.
More diatoms. Analysis indicates the same origin. Blah, blah, blah. There's little left to do. I'm going to check the airway patency of the deceased.
Oh, we're still
Interesting.
doing more.
Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving
Oh,
to the board for further inspection.
interesting. Maybe it's not so cut and dry
I'll
like we
dissect
thought.
the trachea and open the organ. Inside, based on
A
the
ring?
size, I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring.
Why did
It's
she
standard
swallow
from
it?
the outside. There's an engraving inside.
Let's see that. 9/13/80. So September 13th, 1980. Doesn't like my rotating skills. I have to rotate it to a certain point for it to be happy. Otherwise, I can't leave. I don't know what side I haven't seen. I make a. I know, it's so much fun. Seriously, I want to get this ring out of here. I've seen it. Let me out. I get the ring. I know what it says. Just let me take it already. Yep, that's all I'm doing. Not sure why it still has me doing it. And it says I can click back with the right click, but it's not doing it. And typically it's normally me not seeing something well enough on the ring or on any object. Okay. I found the notes. Nope. Hmm. I think it's frozen. Well, we haven't even saved yet. So I don't really want to do all that over again. But you can't even see my cursor anymore. Let's see. Think I broke it. I think I actually broke it. I know. Let's. Any unsaved progress will be lost. Hmm. I have my hand, my cursor is here. I can do that. What? Nothing else works. Hmm. Any suggestions, Maker? Because now we're just stuck. You got nothing? I guess I could just redo it, save it, or go back. Yeah. Let's just do that. We were stuck. Continue. We might be starting over this chapter, but that's okay. We'll do it. Okay, so we are starting over this
I'm
chapter.
exhausted. I wonder who Stephen brought in today. Good morning,
Oh
Mr.
well.
Ridley. No, he's not here yet? No, I'll do without him.
Let's get going. You'll get to see all the scares, Maker, that you missed.
Almost there. Now for the tough
Also, how are we
The body
only as tall
needs
as
to
trash
be moved.
cans?
Where's Ridley when you need him? All right. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work.
Yes, you did. It was a woman's laugh.
I'm going to need my tape recorder for this.
I know.
Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. I begin by verifying the end. Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family.
We're gonna speed
It's
through
most likely
things
Harper Lloyd. Age. It is also known that the deceased was deemed
because
the
we've
last
already
person
been
to
here.
Police records also show that the most important task in forensic identification of a drowned
Let's
person is
unzip
to
her.
distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water.
There we go.
Okay, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
I carefully removed the victim's
And
clothes.
close
The
off.
deceased one's shoe is missing. I'm going to need the camera to document
Camera.
all possible suspicious marks.
Oh, yay. I'm glad your school year's over.
Definitely the first thing that stands out is the very advanced
Yeah,
postmortem
the
gigantism.
the pixelization. What are your plans for summer?
The skin of the deceased appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole body is extremely pale. Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased.
Let's get all these nice pictures.
There are bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually
Yep.
occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater.
And some missing eyeballs, too.
It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out.
Oh, that's exciting. Is it like classic cars or something?
The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time.
Pretty tiny. So
The skin on the
we are
hands can be
redoing this
easily
chapter
separated from the body.
because the game got stuck
Separation takes the form of a glove.
and it wouldn't let me out. So I think we were nearing the very end of the chapter too. But it is what it is.
There are some obvious scratches on the skin.
I did break the game.
So, after the preliminary exam, it's time to
Yeah.
take a closer look at this.
Are both of them on there? Yeah, both of them are on there now. I was going to do more, but the website I was using stopped working. I think they're updating it. So that was a bit of a bummer.
Today's date.
I also think I
Deceased
need
was
to
cold.
change some
Rigor
things
mortis does not need to be checked.
because I don't
Based on
want
the
it
state of
to.
decay, you can be sure it has subsided.
Do mine always say that on the. Will it say that
Honestly.
again? The Canty K sad maker if you click on it?
The spots have a
Because I don't want it to always have
purplish-blue red
words
hue,
next to
which
it.
is a typical sign of the death of the organ. Yep, pretty typical. Liver mortis are.
Yep.
No obvious signs of struggle. The skin on the
With
hands
my
would have easily
emote, it
peeled away
says
from the flesh. Some of the fingers have
maybe you
already lost
can't
their
see it.
nails.
Maybe I can only see it. Can you see any words next to the emote of mine that you did?
There are
Because
obvious
it might
scratches
just
on the
be
skin,
me not knowing
especially
that
on the
that's
back and
something
hands.
that happened.
These could be defensive
Oh,
wounds,
good. Okay.
evidence of some sort of altered.
Good, because I can see what the emote is called on my side. So I thought I did something wrong.
We see thick white foam in the mouth of the deceased, resulting from pulmonary edema. Foam is a characteristic in death.
Now let's see your foot, lady.
Due to the fact that her feet are
Skip.
nevertheless.
Yep, her foot's all pruny.
Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination.
Okay, clipboard.
Better note that down in the records. There doesn't seem to be diffuse spots or caused by considering the deceased's hands heavily wrinkled. Marks found on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of drowning people.
Creepy.
Liver. In this case, the question is, was drowning an
Skip. I skipped you. Okay, this game has many bugs because I skipped the audio and now it's like stuck again. That'll be fun. That'll be fun to do a lot of game dev stuff. The game is stuck again. Oh, never mind. We're not stuck.
That's all for now. Before I begin the
Yes.
dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct.
It was just being stupid. Sorry, what are we doing?
The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere.
I'm getting ahead of myself because I know we
If
syringe
the body of the deceased is well preserved,
the nose.
the fingerprint sheet should always be checked. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads of the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used. I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail
There we
and the
go.
skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
You're still working on a game currently, right, Maker? Or did you finish that one?
Now I take
Okay.
a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
You're making a game currently, right?
I think it's enough. I'm getting.
Or
In
did
the
you
case of
finish your
drowning
game that you
victims,
started
you have to be
making?
extremely careful.
Okay.
The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print. I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system. Green button and
There we go.
once the data uploads, I'll run the prints.
Oh, you
against the
decided
police
not to?
database on the computer.
Are there any jump scares in this game? Yes.
Great. The data
Yes,
is
there are.
Click upload.
Not major ones though.
Through the
Like it's not
database.
that scary.
Watching print. Expect possible
But
hours of fun.
yeah, he's being haunted by something, or he's just losing his mind completely. We're very unclear on that at the moment. It's looking more like he's losing his mind completely. And needs a really good therapist, but hasn't decided to do that yet.
Even if it's just a... So, as predicted, the deceased turned out to be Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records. Great.
Okay.
Now I can go back to my inspection.
Now let's get some of that water out of the nose, huh?
I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the
Ooh,
nose
an
will do the trick.
underwater horror game. That'll be cool.
If the
What do you
victim was
have
alive when she fell into the
in
well,
mind for that
she must
already?
have swallowed water fighting for her life, and then diatoms, characteristics. In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found them. Now I need to adjust the knobs. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here.
Oh, okay. That'll be cool.
I won't even notice an army of diatoms from the... And perfect.
Okay. I mean, of course, weird anomalies have to happen, right? Okay. There's just like one little guy that we have to find here in this whole thing. Ah, here he is.
As expected, we find the aforementioned at their upper part, epitheca, which overlap.
Skip, so that
The
comes
presence
from
of diatoms in the
algae.
brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the studies of the rest of the organs will most likely.
Right.
I can finally get to the practical part.
Yes.
I
Cutting
must be
her
extra
open.
careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here.
There we go. Tiny, how was your game tonight? I didn't get to actually see it. Yes, nice.
You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs.
Yeah.
In addition,
Well, they have been
all
sitting in
internal
water.
organs are very congested. I proceed to remove the rib cage. It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So, I'm going to start by drawing blood from the lungs for testing for... If diatoms were only
What?
present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs, and taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of
Here we
water
go.
emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed.
I don't know if
which is
Apollo is still
characteristic of
here,
trauma.
but you might want to mute it when we get to that bucket again. So I know those sounds were really terrible.
Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic
Yeah,
technology.
I would
A
definitely play
bucket
test your game.
and water.
That would be fun. Oh, I didn't see that last time. There was a person standing in the doorway. That's why it was
I hope
open.
no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
Although it was a dead person, so I don't know how they opened it either.
Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide. The water should be at room temperature. That's enough.
There we go. Now for the
Test
iffy
for this,
sounds.
I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to... Oh, Jesus.
See, Tiny?
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gas is released during... In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface.
There we go.
Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily.
Yep. Just a pair of lungs in a bucket.
Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed.
There we go.
I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased. You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through. The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci.
So skip really doesn't work
Alright.
on this game.
Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope. If we
Because
find
when I
20
skip it,
diatoms
it
on the
still
slide,
takes the
it can
amount
be
of time it
considered drowning,
takes the
and
person
our
to
result
start
is not
to
the
stop
amateur
talking to
still needs
me.
adjustment. The image is too dark. Oh, I'm finally starting to see. It's not and perfect. I won't even notice an army of diatoms. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. As expected.
Yep.
In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible.
So
there are smaller and larger clusters
she's
of them.
drowned.
There will definitely
I
be
think
more
that's
than
all we're
20.
figuring it out.
I'll make a note of all this.
Now what? What are we doing next?
So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway.
Yep, because you have to. It can look like one thing and turn out to be something else.
So, I move on to checking the other organs. I ligate the heart, and then strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that, no signs of a heart attack or other heart disease.
And that mark is consistent with drowning.
I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver. It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself. The beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some areas. I transfer the organ to a board and proceed to dissect.
Nothing like cutting open a liver.
The cross-section clearly shows dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci.
Okey-doke.
I must admit that this is quite a feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased. Harper enjoyed drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years.
No, her liver looked pretty bad.
I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing.
Also, Apollo, if you're still here, which I think you're not, don't watch this part. You didn't like this part last time, so...
It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off. It's enlarged, probably full of putrid gases. I transfer it to the board and carefully open it, checking the contents.
Okay, off we go. Do more cutting.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this desk smells.
Yeah, I imagine the inside of a human body does not smell very good. Especially when they've been in a well for a
The
week.
stomach is full of fluid and unidentified organic matter.
Is he still
which is
streaming?
probably leftover food.
Tell him I for me.
So let's check the diatoms. Again. But in a centrifuge for a change.
Oh.
The problem with examining drowned
Gotta get
people
the
is
notebook
being able to
first.
show whether the death was due to drowning or whether something else contributed to the death. Cramp, heart attack, drugs, homicide, or some accident. Such an analysis requires viewing from different angles
What's he
and a
doing,
careful
Maker?
interpretation of the collected data. including those from the field. That's why it's so important to collect as many samples as possible. Unfortunately.
Centrifuge, right.
Okay, this is one last little sample.
Okay, let's check our notebook. 35 minutes at 25%.
Now set.
45, 25. There we go. Oh no. Yeah, you better charge it before you go out. Well, it's already 1 o'clock.
Done. I'll run it directly into the
Little
chromatograph
gross.
and run it against the data from the police. I'm certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid
And
water
those
in
donuts have been
Chelsea's well.
sitting there for like 3 days now. So I would not trust those donuts.
Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine.
3. There we go.
Okay,
Perfect.
now it's the chromatograph's turn.
This is easy.
Yes. The water sample matches the one provided by the police.
Cool.
Well, the results are quite clear.
So she drowned
I was
in
hoping
the
it would be a
spot
more
where
interesting case.
she was found. Bye, Maker. I hope you feel better.
More diatoms. Analysis indicates the same origin. Blah, blah, blah.
Bye.
There's little left to do. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. Yeah, I'm moving to the board for further inspection.
Okay.
I dissect
Now
the
let's see if we can
and
get
open
past
the
this
organ.
part. This is where we were stuck last time.
Inside, based on the size, I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring, quite standard from the outside. There's an engraving inside.
Okay, so it still doesn't really like it. Maybe I'm not breaking the van. Maybe it's just terrible at this spot. Well, we have to get past it this time because I don't want to redo the whole chapter and get stuck here again. Can I go back yet? No. What do you want me to? I already looked at the date. Oh. The third.
What the fuck?
What?
This is my ring. Alice's ring.
Alice's ring?
But how did it, but this should be
How
at
did it
home.
end up in?
I have it.
Oh.
It's,
Let's go get your pills.
I have to check this out. Where are my meds?
We're getting
Where
them.
the fuck are my meds?
We're getting them. Hold on.
Huh?
Don't
Jesus
pay attention
Christ.
to the noises. Just
I
take
hope
your
this all make
pills.
it go away.
You're okay. We're okay. It's fine.
I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ.
I know, calm down. We're gonna get there.
Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
Oh, there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Okay.
I just found my
Thanks.
dead wife's ring and some
What
other
about
dead
the
woman.
corpse?
I'll come back. I promise.
We gotta go check on her apartment.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. You'll be okay. Let's take some breaths.
I have to
You
check this
gotta
out.
breathe. Breathing is important to keep us calm.
This.
Yep, catching our breath. Good.
Be real. Where is it? Where is it? Where?
Yeah, we're gonna look.
Please. It's not here. It's not.
It's not there. Nope, it is missing. Call your buddy. Get him over here.
This is
He'll take
sick.
care of you. It is.
Come on, Steven. Pick up the fucking phone.
You just picked it up to dial.
What's up, man?
They took the ring.
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring.
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was
Yep.
missing.
Yes, I know. I know that.
But
I don't know.
it's
I
missing.
was jittery. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but that's not the worst of it.
I found it in a dead woman's throat.
Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
Yeah, sit down on your bed.
I don't know what's going on. You think Red Pete
Why is
wants
everything
revenge?
missing now?
He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning. This is going to happen.
How is
I didn't
everything
make it
gone
up.
now?
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down.
There's an
Don't
apple?
leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
Okay.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the fuck? Fucking
I
Ridley
told
lets
you
it
to
whoever he
check
likes
your
as usual.
sheets. But you didn't check
What are
your
you saying?
sheets.
Steve. Steven, don't leave me, man. Come on.
He said he would be right back.
Fuck. Oh, God, what now? Okay.
Okay. Let's
Calm
calm our
down.
nerves, huh?
Just, Jesus.
Calm our nerves.
What's going on?
The whiskey looks a little empty. Never mind, it's not. You'll get through it, buddy. You got a good buddy coming over.
Just one sip more. Yep.
Okay. We're calming down.
Jesus.
Okay, maybe not throwing the cup, but I get it. Emotions are raging.
Just one sip more.
I don't think so. Steven will be here in just a minute. Hmm. I've already been going 3 hours.
All right. I can't do it anymore.
Did Steven
His
come or
reports
no?
will kill me one day. I'll have to finish it over the weekend. It's time to go to work. I
Did
should take out
Steven
the
even
trash
come over?
first. Jesus. Fuck. Maybe I'll just ignore it. Yes.
Hi, this is Charlotte. I guess I interrupted you again?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
calling me at the
hi.
same time when I'm
No,
already late for work.
I wrote reports in those last sections, and I was just about to leave for work.
I always know when to call.
Yeah, you're not very great at it, are you?
Definitely. What's up? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What about you?
Okay. Nothing new. I had a few days off.
Oh, that's nice. Then... Did you have a moment to look for something for me?
Something for you?
Well, the photo with
Yeah, we sent it.
photo I asked you for?
It hasn't come yet? Oh, sorry, but I said it a week ago.
No, not yet. Maybe I'm too impatient.
Yeah,
Sorry
just
for
wait a
rushing
little
you.
bit.
You have so much on your mind. I thought maybe you forgot.
No,
It's
we
okay.
did it right when
No
you
worries.
asked.
With my pills, Pills. I almost forgot to take my pills. So you see,
Just be up, dude.
Yeah.
I have to
Bye.
go now.
Yes. Yes, sure.
Let me know if you still
Okay.
haven't received the letter. Then I'll try.
Why is this so awkward?
Maybe I'll find something else.
Oh, really? Could you? That... It would be great if you could.
Charlotte,
Really?
just wait.
Yes. I know it means a lot to you.
Well, I won't hold you any longer. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Charlotte, you're that impatient that you can't wait. You want him to send you
Did I mess up
another.
the address? How am I gonna get those
Like,
pills?
you don't need all of those pictures. He needs some too.
Maybe I should invite Charlotte to do something herself.
Charlotte needs to also get a hold of herself. Isn't this the trash? Oh, this trash. Of course. Why would I think
Why is
it'd
it
be
so
the other
wet?
bags?
Ugh. I shouldn't be this tired.
Now it says we're going up. That's definitely not what we're doing. There's no up to be had.
Fucking hell!
Can I help you? Okay, thank you for the screams. Appreciated it. Hope everyone's alright. I have work though. There we go.
I wonder if Alice's mother has a film of this photo somewhere. I actually hadn't thought about it before. I should call her on Friday.
Okay, so now that we see he's calmer, and it just saved, I'm gonna leave it here.
Oh, God.
Because it's already been 3 hours,
Why do I like sleeping so
and
much?
I'm hungry. So I'm gonna go eat, save here, and we can continue this on another day. But that was fun. I enjoyed it. I kind of wish it gave me a little more freedom to get things done a little faster instead of having to wait for him to tell me what to do. Like, I get that every autopsy is different, but I feel like it could be a little sped up, not so drawn out as it is currently. But I really like it. And it's not that scary. So that's also nice. It makes me want Mortuary Assistant though, with how scary that one is. I just think that was more my speed. But again, I've seen it so many times that I wouldn't get much out of it playing it myself. So yeah, we're gonna leave it here. Thank you all for joining me. And Tiny, thank you for the raid. And everyone who followed and subscribed. I appreciate you all. Bye.